Right, that's me back onto the Honda. Well, the Honda Quad. I've currently got another 3 Hondas in here. Right, gotta torque the head down. Now, the nuts and that long bolt, well there's 2 of the bolts, they get torqued down to 33 pounds-foot. I still work with, well, some days I work with metric, some days I work with imperial. Right, so I checked the manual as well. It's a lot of the Hondas, when you're torquing down the head bolts or nuts, you lubricate the seat and the thread. This you didn't, you keep it dry. That's a 12mm socket on the 2 long bolts, and the other one's 4 nuts is 14. Now that one I'm just putting in there. Didn't do the mistake I done it and drop it down the side of the cam chain. I've got a telescopic magnet. I managed to fish it out. Yeah, that's a good 2 years. Just about to hold up waiting on parts for this job. This is now the 6th of October 2023. I think this has been on for a wee while now. It was my birthday yesterday. Yeah, let's see. It says in manual tighten these up in stages, so we'll just sort of get them seated down a bit. I've not got that one right then. I've got the exhaust manifold entered. I sort of jiggled that in when I was putting the head back on. And I'm sure you're supposed to take the manifold right off. Right, 33. I'd try and avoid using an extension. I don't know if you'd lose some of the torque with an extension like that. It's 30, 1, 2, 3. That's not clicking off yet, so I'm just still Just sort of tightening that down. That's one. Two. What's happened there? Three. Four. One. Getting up for that side just Sawyers. Two. Three. Four. And I'll get the two bolts. One. Two. That's it. Torqued up. Right. The next bit I'll be really looking forward to is getting this camshaft back in. Oh, yippee. Right, this is the next thing day back on this Honda. Right, I've got the head bolts torqued up. I've got this back on the top dead centre, which has got the T mark on it, and line that up. That's maybe a fraction out. Right, so that's lined up with that. Can you see that? Oh, that's the wrong hole. Oh. Yeah, right. Now, on at the top end. Ugh. I can't mind if I said in the last video, I've got the exhaust manifolds on. That actually went on the too bad, and that joint there slid back in the exhaust. Right, the bit I've been looking forward to, getting the camshaft back on. Right, here we go, camshaft back in, hopefully. Right, first thing today is that camshaft's just running direct onto that lottie head. There's no actual any bearings for that, so we want to have a little bit of oil there, and there. We'll be putting a wee bit more on, like. Right. I'll get this sprocket in it first. Now, any time you're putting a timing chain on, you're wanting to keep the tension on the opposite side of the tensioner. I know that's a bit obvious, like, but you've got marks on the sprocket there. They sit level with, where are they again? Oh, I'll show you. They sit level with the head. I can't even see them. Yeah. Helps it look at the right side. Yeah, there. Right, so that sits on that way. As if it's a tooth out and it's like this, it's easy enough to turn. It's easy enough to turn it. Right, that's sitting level at that. Hold on. Yeah. Right, we want to make sure the camshaft is not half a turn out. So let's see. Inlet valve. So that would have been, I don't know, I'll just get the rockers. Right, so looking at the rockers, that's the right position there. The camshaft, that's the inlet cam, so that's pointing up the way, so it's just opened. So the piston's up in the compression stroke. Yeah, we'll see how easy this is. This might be the wrong technique, like, but we'll see. Kind of fun. They're not the easiest thing to do, they? I wonder. The thing is, I tried that. I'm just thinking it loud here. You know what damage that surface there either. Look at that. Oh, yeah. That certainly went in easier than what it came out like. Right, so we want that, so that should. I don't believe that. That deserves another cup of tea. Right, and by rights, these lines around the side should be lined up. Then look. No, they're not. It's a mile out, but that's easy enough to fix. Right, so that's the mark there. We're on top dead centre, so we're wanting that to come round a bit. So what you're going to do is feed the chain. Just take off that bit and feed it round. That must have jumped round at the crank end, I would think. Right, still a tooth out. There's a thing you cannot, well, you didn't want to get wrong, because this could involve bending valves, at least. And that's that lined up with that. Right, I'll get my pen out. And you can see that there and there, and that's lined up with that. And just double check to make sure the cam lobes are in the right position. Make sure it's in top dead centre. We've got a bolt in there. Get the chain tensioner in. Then we'll turn it 2 revolutions. Just had a thought with this before I do any more. Changing the oil filter. Well, that's where the oil filter goes. I thought I'd better get the oil out, let it drain for the next hour or so. And it's a 17mm and it's away underneath. There's a sump guard under there, but there's a hole in the sump guard to get into the sump plug. Right, so I'm going down. They call it that oil. It looks like crude oil. Yeah. I wonder when the last time that was changed. Ooh. Right, so I'm just in the middle of cleaning the old gasket off that for the timing chain tensioner. Right, I'm getting there. Right, I'm just going to whiten back the timing chain tensioner. Let's see if it's anything like the other Honda one I've done. Just be a case of, let's see that. Yeah. Right, that's an 8mm. Ooh. I'd imagine that there's going to be some sort of screw behind this. I think. Yep. Right, so what you'll do with that, I would imagine, let's see, is just turn that. Zoom out a wee bit. Pull that in. Just keep on going, and that should lock. That's it locked. Now when you get that in position, you've got all the tire marks lined up. Now just flick that and that'll automatically come out. In theory. I think I just like when that's like that, I just like to keep the, because you don't want that, I think that would come flying out there or not, but no way to chance it. So we'll soon find it. It's not going to do any harm if it does, which is why I'd rather get the timing set before I put that cam cover on. I think if that's the right procedure or not. What did I just look at the service manual, I suppose. Oh, I'm forgetting about that breather. Ooh. You don't want to be dropping any bolts in that. It's not about the easiest thing. Right, I think I'll get my 8mm socket. You can see that or not, that's entered. Right, I'll get the 2 bolts in. Right, one wee mistake I done there, building that up, that sort of end cap sure went in before he secured the sprocket to the camshaft. And I put a wee bit of silicone sealer on that as well. The timing tensioner is released. So all I've done there is put the screwdriver in and start turning it anti-clockwise, and it releases, goes right in. It's on top dead centre and the marks are spot on. Right, I better get the wee end screw for that. Right, so that's basically ready for the, if you want to call that, the rocker cover. Now, what I want to do first, before I put this on, I'll go slacken these nuts off for the valve adjustment, because these can be really tight. So, okay, what's the point of trying to slacken them when that's on? Right, so I'll get them slackened off. Right, that's the silicone sealer on. I've got the bolts organised. I've got a screenshot of the service manual I'll put on the video, and that shows you the torque and where you put the silicone sealer. So I'll get that put on. Right, that's that bolted on. All the bolts are torqued. Now I'm going to do the valve clearances. Valve clearance is, well, use Imperial, is 3 thou inlet and exhaust. Now to do them, you basically get set on top dead centre again, basically where the same setting as doing the valve timing, the cam timing. You want top dead centre on the compression stroke, and I slackened these off when it was, so let's see, right, so that's 3 thou. Hey, so that's the feeler blade then, 3 thou. All you're wanting a very slight drag on that. You drive a bus through there. Yeah, that feels no bad. I like to get the lock nuts. Right, I've tightened them up. They're just 10mm. Let's see if it's. Right, there's just a wee bit of drag on that. That one's tight, I can't even get the feeler blade in. So, slacken that back off. Maybe by hitting them this way you're doing these. I'm trying to keep my hand out the side of the camera. I'd say that's a wee bit slack now. Not bad at that. I'll get the exhaust done. Right, that's me. Right, that's the inlet and the exhaust valve's done. I was actually thinking of leaving the wee caps off until I get started, just to make sure the oil's coming up.